YouTubers, welcome back to AZ2 Ozarks. It's been a while since we've done an update video, and this isn't the most happy or exciting one that we've ever done for sure. So recently, I guess as far as videos go, we purchased a couple of female pigs. Turns out they were both pregnant, and one of them had piglets within 2 days of getting her. It was super crazy and fast that we jumped into this whole pig experiment. We weren't exactly sure what we were getting into, but we knew we could handle it. Now it turns out pigs aren't really our cup of tea. I'll kind of go over some of the challenges and other things we've gone through with them. But ultimately, we enjoy the cattle, we enjoy the goats, we enjoy the chickens, but the pigs, not so much. So this pig experiment is going to be coming to an end. So the 2 adult females had their piglets each. They weaned them. They've been separated for a really long time. We actually artificially inseminated the white pig, and I did that. I might include some video. It was really... it was actually quite frightening. It was very terrifying to do that. She wasn't the nicest pig. She wasn't the friendliest pig. And she actually had a really bad relationship with Rick, so he couldn't even get near her at the time when she was in heat. And so I had to do it, and it wasn't fun. Well, she's been through 3 heat cycles since then, and she has had heat. So she is not pregnant. We spent a lot of money on the artificial insemination. Now, artificial insemination is less expensive than keeping a boar, which is why we didn't get a boar in the first place. But it's only less expensive if they actually have piglets, and she's not. So that was kind of like a waste of money. The red pig, we didn't artificially inseminate. We just let her be, I guess. She has gone into, I think, 2 heat cycles.
Like a girl.
Now you have to kind of go around behind her.
Still moving around. Well, that got to fit on the nose.
Yeah, she's standing pretty still.
Look at girl. So I'm supposed to bang into her?
No, go around the back of her, kind of. You got to put pressure on her back.
I don't think she's ready.
She's not barking at you like she does me. Just put your hand on her back. Yep, see? Push down on her. That's it. Further up on her.
I don't think she's ready.
Yes, she is. There, push down. Push down. Don't let go.
You want me to climb on her?
Yep. Don't let pressure off. You gotta hang over. Did it suck it all in?
Yeah.
Good.
And either way, here I am with the trailer, and the girls are loaded up. So pigs tend to be really difficult to load into trailers, but you may recall we actually had a really easy time when we got them, and that's mostly because they were practically starving and they came right in when there was feed inside the trailer. We essentially did the same thing again. Now they've been comfortable, they're fat and happy. But what we did is we withheld lunch today. We only gave them a light breakfast. We withheld lunch. And so then come around dinner time, we put the feed inside the trailer. We've actually had the trailer open and by them for the last 2 days, and we've been feeding them in the trailer. So every time they wanted to eat, they had to come in the trailer, and they've been doing it. We wanted to make sure to get them loaded up into the trailer tonight because tomorrow morning is their butcher appointment. And so the 2 mamas are going that way tomorrow. The piglets are not yet ready for butcher, and I will show you some footage of them. But first, let's take in a peek at the mamas. Well, here we are, and you can see red pig back there and the white pig here. They actually never got named, which I was pretty surprised about. We were calling the white pig Mama Pig because she had piglets so quickly, and we were calling the red pig Red. And we brought them over here to hose them off, kind of clean them up a little bit before their appointment tomorrow. The good news is we took them out of a bad situation where they were malnourished and didn't have a very good life at all. And we gave them plenty of food. We gave them forage. They really had a good life the couple months that they've been here. So I believe it was January 1st that we got them. And now it is the middle of May, May 15th. So they got to have a good time. And now the end is near. Well, here we are with 3 of the piglets. So the 2 on the outside were Red Pig's piglets. You may recall she had an extremely small litter. She only had 3 piglets and 1 was stillborn. So 1 is a male and 1 is a female. The male is castrated. And then this other one in the middle, she was White Pig's piglet, but she's over here with these 2 for a different reason. Now, the reason that the 2 little piglets are in this enclosure is that they were so small and they were not gaining weight very quickly that they kept getting out through the holes in their mama's fence. They could go right through there. And so we put them in here where there was smaller goat fencing, and then we had to cover this side. Looks really unsightly. We put metal sheeting. We put the electric fence around the base in order to try and keep these 2 little escape artists in. Now they had fancied themselves free-range piglets because for the first, 6 weeks of their lives, they basically got out and wandered and went wherever they wanted. And at some point that was going to become a problem. So far it wasn't, but they were beginning to root and become destructive, and we just frankly didn't want pigs everywhere. So that's why they are in this pen. Now this one over here, she's in the pen because we believe she is blind, and she would hit the electric fence with the other piglets who were out in the forest, not in a pen, and she would take off running. And so she kept getting out. And so she's in here where she has a physical barrier, a physical fence around her that will keep her from escaping. She's not putting on weight as quickly as her peers, and I don't know what's wrong with her, why she's blind, but she gets hit by the electric fence a lot, which is sad, and we don't love that. So that's one of the less exciting things about pigs. My son reminded me that she also began to have seizures, and so that was another reason we put her in here, kind of to keep a better eye on her. So there were a couple reasons, but she is not a fully thriving, awesome piglet for those health reasons. Now, the rest of the piglets were in this enclosure, and then we wanted to move them into the forest for free ranging. So we had fashioned an electric fence coming out this way. We made this little walkway for them, going this way to go to their first place in the forest. Now, if you watch certain YouTube videos, you would think that this is a super easy thing to do. It is not easy to move piglets. My goodness, we spent the better part of 2 days trying to coax these darn pigs down this walkway into a beautiful forested area where they could have all the grass and acorns and fun things that they could possibly want. Well, we had this whole area closed off with the electric fence, barriers, the whole family trying to wrangle them, and they kept taking off. And it was maddening. Well, ultimately, after withholding food for, I think, a whole day, they finally began to cooperate. We finally got them all in, and it wasn't because we put them in, it was because they decided to go in. So this area here was their first section of forest, And you can see that the ground is now all bare, cleared up. They rooted up so many vines, cleared out. They pulled up lots of rocks. The Ozarks are famous for rocks. So they were in there for a while, and then we moved them to a second section of forest. And now we've had our spring flush, so everything's turning green and beautiful again, which is really nice. But you can see where the pigs have been because they have really cleared it out. And then we'll keep walking and get over here to their current position. So they make lots of wallows. I don't know if you can see the water right there. There's a very high water table here, and they're really good at making wallows. So here's the other 6 piglets. You can see they're growing nicely. They look really good. And this is their current forest section that they're in. It's quite a big area. It's nice. And so we'll just keep feeding these guys. They eat a lot of food. They drink a lot of water. They make wallows. They make a mess. They're stinky. But they are somewhat cute. And they are helping out in the forest, clear some area. It's not as thorough as we would like, but they are trained to a double strand hot wire, and they do really well. None of these guys, since they've been in here, have gotten out through the fence. So they're doing really well. And of course the males are castrated, and yeah, they're looking good. So you can see that these guys are really friendly. The kids have been working with them and playing with them. And usually if you rub their tummies, they'll flop over and let you rub their tummy. But of course, whenever you're filming, they don't. I think it's dinner time, so they're probably a little bit hungry right now. But that's what's going on with these guys. So that's what's going on with the pig experiment. We'll continue raising out the piglets until they're fully grown. We suspect that, I mean, really it should be less than 2 months until they are ready for their butcher dates. We hope that friends will want them because that's going to be a lot of pork. I don't know that we intended to raise them all out. I had thought we were going to sell some weaned piglets, and then we decided not to do that. So we ended up, we're raising 9 piglets and the 2 adult females, and I think we'll all be kind of glad when this is over. We don't have a hydrant over here for the piglets, and their spot keeps moving further and further away from the water source, so we have to carry water over and in buckets, and so that's less than exciting. But this was our update on pigs. We tried it. We didn't love it, and that's okay. We still have a whole bunch of other animals on the farm that we do love so much, and we want to continue growing our herd of cattle and always keeping the chickens going. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to keep following our adventure.